Okay. So I started recording and I started sharing my screen. So please, okay, as per the, let me know if you can hear my voice on your end. If my voice is loud and clear on your end, please let me know. Okay, Emmanuel, thank you for your response. Okay, so today we're starting with what? Data cleaning. Today we're starting with data cleaning. And before we can work with data cleaning, we have to bring in the data itself. We have to what? Bring in the data itself. So presently, thank you very much. So presently, I've opened up the Power BI. You can see my voice, Kwa. You can hear my voice. Okay. So presently, I opened up the Power BI desktop. This is the interface of the Power BI I sent. So, but we're not working on this interface right now. We're working with Power Query first. So we have to bring in the data. So I told us how to bring in data. Does anybody remember how we can bring in the data? We're starting with Excel, well, using Excel worksheet. Oh no, who remembers how we can? Yes, we click on the get data feature. The get data feature. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So you come here to get data feature. Get data rather. Get data. Then we're working with Microsoft Excel workbook. I'm going to click on it. You click on data source that you're working with. So the one I sent to the class is this merging new one right here, merging NW1. I'm going to bring it in. So let's wait for it to connect. So it is connecting the Excel to this place. So after clicking on that, this is the page that is going to bring you to. This is the navigator. The first one we did was what? The data source, where we brought it from. Then we now have the navigator. So the navigator is the point where we are going to choose where we want our data to get to. Do we want to bring it into Power BI directly, or do we want to bring it into Power Query? So it is in this navigator aspect that we can do that. I get it. But presently, in the navigator aspect, we have um some boxes that we need to check on this side here. I sent. So based on our data set, we have these columns, or we have these tables rather. We have these tables on this end here. So to see it, just to show a preview of what our data is actually about, then I'm not going to click on this box. I'm just going to click on the customer, just the table name. I'm just clicking on the table name. So based on the customer, this is what I have. So based on in the customer table, this is what I have. In the other table, this is what I have. In the other table, this is what I have. In the phone number table, I have this one also. I seen it. In the product table, I have this. In the customer one, I have this. The other two, I have this. I seen it. So now what we're doing here in this navigator aspect is checking, what we're doing basically here is what? Picking the tables that I want to work with inside Power Query. Are you getting me? What we're doing in navigator here is what? Picking the tables that we want to work with inside Power Query. Are you getting me? So now I've seen the preview of everything. Well, we have the customer, we have the order, we have the phone number, we have the product, we have the customer one, we have the customer two. Are you seeing it? So now what we're actually working on is just these four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Based on this data set, we're working with this what? 4 tables: the customer table, the customer table, the order table, the phone number table, the product table. I see it. So I'm just going to check the 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So these are the 4 tables that I want to pick. So now after picking this 4, if you look downwards, that we're going to be seeing we're going to be seeing 3 tabs open: the load, the transform data, and also the cancel. I seen it. We have the load, the transform data, and also the cancel. So we know what cancel. I want to cancel out this particular aspect, but not that. So let's look at this load and transform. Remember, Power Query 2, the Power Query editor, is used to what? Is used to transform our data, used to clean our data up. So if we want to take our data, these 4 data, these 4 tables that we checked here, if we are taking it into Power Query, what we're going to be checking is the transform data. But if I'm taking this data set directly into Power BI back, I'm going to click on the load. So load is taking it into Power BI directly, while the transform is taking it into Power Query. So what we're doing first is what? Power Query. What we're doing first is what? Power Query. Not that after, do you know what? We can load it. Are you getting it? We can load it. There's a tab in Power BI that allows us to go back to Power Query. We don't want to go through that. I want us to go through the step of what? Checking the data and then telling to what? Transform straight up. But I'll show you the aspect of going to Power BI first and then going back to Power Query. But first off, after checking the tables that you want to work with, these 4 tables, we're not clicking on load, we're clicking on what? Transform data. So if you click on transform data, this should take us to Power Query Editor. Let's wait for it to connect. So this one should take us to Power Query Editor. How here is never always responding. Who is writing on my screen now? What is it? Hold on, please. Let me. I seriously don't know why you guys are being like this. I don't know why you're writing on the screen. But okay, let's wait for the Power Query Editor to come out. So I don't know why it's taking so long to load up. But after clicking on transform, this is the tab, or this is where it's going to take you to, the Power Query Editor. So if you hover on this Power BI desktop icon that we have, we're going to be seeing 2 things opened up, the Power BI itself and also the Power Query. So presently we are inside the Power Query. Why is this so slow? Okay, so now this is the Power Query Editor. This is where we clean up our data. You can do it from Excel, you can do it from Power BI. This is where we clean our data. It's still the same thing. So now let's look at this very well. On the left hand side there, this place that is called queries. These are where our tables are stored. All the tables that we have, the 4 tables we brought in. This is where we're going to be able to pick it. Presently, we are inside the product sheet or the product table. That's because it is checked. If I come here to phone number, I'm going to be seeing the phone number tab or the phone number table. If I come here to order table also, I'm going to be seeing the transaction of the order table. If I come here to customer, I'm going to be seeing what? The customer table also. So on the left hand side, there's where you're going to be seeing all the tables that you have. You can bring in different tables. You can bring in different tables. Where you're going to be seeing them is what? On the left hand side here, on the query tab. Now another one is on the right hand side. This is left hand side. On the right hand side is where we have the applied steps. Now we can't do Ctrl Z here the way we do it in Excel. Probably after I want to undo something I just did. We can't do that here. Every step we take towards cleaning up our data is going to be stored inside the applied steps here. So if you want to undo something you did, you're going to have to cancel it out from the steps that it has applied to you. Are you getting it? So after doing anything, whatever cleaning up we do now, if I delete a column, if I delete a row, if I change anything I do here, I'm going to be seeing it under the applied steps. So whatever thing we have to do or whatever cleaning up we're doing, we're going to be having it on the right hand side there. After bringing it up, this is how you're going to have it. Are you getting this? The Power Query Editor. So on the left hand side, as I said, is where our tables are stored. The left hand side, where you have the queries for. On the right hand side is now where you have the steps, the applied steps, where we can pick or where we can cancel out the step that we don't want to use any longer. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be looking at the basics data clean that we need to get. That's the data type, checking of duplicates, removing duplicates. Okay, I don't know. Most of you might not have this graph thing on your side here. You can, all you have to do is you on it, you put it on yourself. Yes, I know. So the thing is, I've been working with it for a very long time, so I have it here already. So to show this graph that we're seeing right here, it's not actually graph, but let me just call it so that we're going to be able to get it. So you come here to the view tab. You come to the view tab. From the view tab, this one is just the column quality and the distribution that it did for us. So you come here to the view tab. You're going to check the column distribution, and you're also going to check the column quality. Are you getting it? The column distribution and also the column quality for this to come out. Are you getting? So this one is just giving us, it's just telling us how clean or how dirty our data is. That's the distribution of the quality of each of the columns that we have. Are you getting? So that we're able to know, do we have empty cells Do we have duplicates? We can see it on this graph that we have here. I see it. You come to the view tab, you check the column distribution, and you also check what the column quality. So let's come. Now, I told you the first thing we're going to be doing in data cleaning, the most important thing we're going to be doing in data cleaning is data type. It's called what? The data type. In Microsoft Excel, it was not that big. Okay, we didn't really use data type. We didn't really talk about data type in Excel, but it's very, very important in Power BI. That's because whatever calculation you are doing and the results you are going to be seeing, it depends on the data type that your column has on its own. It depends on data type. Now, in a column containing quantity like this one that has numbers inside of it. If the data type in this column here is called text, if data type in this column is text, and I'm trying to add up all my quantities, it's going to be giving me error. That's because it cannot add up text. You can't add up strings. You can't add up our alphabet. So that is why data type is very, very important in each and in the aspect of what data cleaning. We need to make sure our data type correlates with what is inside that column. Are you getting it? So before we go that, let me explain this applied steps for us. This applied step, I told you that whatever thing we are doing towards cleaning up our data, we're going to be seeing it under the applied steps. So now let's look at this first one that says source. Remember our data source, where we brought our data from. That's the source. It was a step towards bringing this data into Power Query. The source, then the navigation. Navigation of what? Bringing it directly into Power Query. The navigation. Then we now have promoted headers. Now this promoted headers talking about, no, these two are automatic. It will always come with your data set. This source and navigation. That's because you're bringing your data from somewhere and you navigated it to Power Query. So these two will always come with your applied steps. Now the ones that you can delete and control yourself is these two here. Now what do you mean by promoted headers? Promoted headers is talking about our headings here, our titles, each of the columns titles, the order ID, the customer ID, the order date, the product ID. Yes, these are our headers. So what Power Query did was it automatically promoted the first row, because me bringing in this data now is just bringing it as a table. Now a table should have consist of what? Rows and columns. So now if a table has rows and columns and doesn't have an header, what you're going to be seeing here is what? Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So what Power Query did was it automatically promoted the first row for us, meaning as we're bringing this data into Power Query, these headings that we have here, order ID, customer ID, order date, they were part of our data set. They were what? They were part of our data set. So what it did was automatically promoted the first row for us as our headers. Most of the time, it might not do that. You have to do it yourself. That, okay, I want to promote my header. I want to promote my first row as my header. So let me cancel it out. Let me cancel the change type, and I'll also cancel the promoted headers. So this was how our data set originally is from Excel. I see it. This is how it is from Excel. So what you can look at, if you see it now, we have column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. Are you getting? So as we're bringing it inside Power Query, what it did was what? Promoted our headers. Now we can do that one to ourselves. That's one step also to clean our data. Promote, if you have headers that the Power Query has not promoted as your header, you can promote it yourself. Now, how do we do that? Presently, I'm inside the Home tab. Presently, I am inside the Home tab. Now, if you come down here to this tab that says Transform, if you see, we have used first row as headers. I send it. So it says promote the first row of this table into column headers. So I'm just going to check on use first row as what? As headers. I can see it has automatically promoted what? My first row as my headers. Now, and I have the headings correctly. So are we together? Are we following me? Are we together? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So now let's continue. So as I said, now after clicking on what? Use first row as headers, I now have my headings automatically titling what? Each of my columns for me. Now, if you look at the next step that says here, it says changed type. That is what I'm talking about, data type. The data type. Now, let me cancel it out. The original data type that each and every column is having is ABC123, ABC123, ABC123. It is not seeing it as a letter, neither is it seeing it as a number. Are you getting it? Which is what we need to change. Which is what we need to change as what, as part of our cleaning. We need to make sure each and every column has the correct data type. Now, if a column containing in this other ID now, if you understand this thing very well, the other ID is not a column that I want to add up. I'm not adding up my other ID. What I can do here is what I want to count is that, okay, how many transactions was actually made here, or how many orders was actually made in this place. I don't need this column to be in numbers. Are you getting it? But okay. We can come here. How do we change data type? There are two ways to doing it. The first one is you doing it yourself. You're doing it manually. And second one is telling Power Query to help you detect the data type. Are you getting it? You're telling Power Query to what? Help you detect the data type. So now, how do we do it manually? We're going to click on this ABC123 that we're seeing here. The ABC123. We're going to click on it. We're going to see the different data types that we have. The different ones that we have. Then you are not going to pick the one that aligns with what your column. You pick the one that aligns with what your column. I'm going to click on the ABC123. Now, what I have here is, let me change it to text first. Text. You can see it. It is aligning it to what? To a text. Now, the reason why this one is going to be correct in situations is that I'm not going to add up this column. This column is not a column that needs to be added up. Are you getting it? It's not a column that needs to be. It's talking about, it's a unique identifier for each and every row. Are you getting it? But if we tell Power Query to help us detect this column, now the content of this column is what? Numeric. We have numeric values inside of it. So if we tell it to what? Detect data type, what's going to do for us is what? It's going to change it to number. That's because what we have inside are what? Are numbers. So now, how do we tell it to detect data type instead of us doing it one by one? I'm going to come here to transform. Where we can get that is what? In the transform tab. Transform tab. Once you click on transform, you should see it immediately. Detect data type. Now, because I'm in a column, I'm inside this column called other ID, and I've changed it to text. You can see it has changed it to what? Data type, text. But want to what? Detect the data type itself. So I'm going to click on what? Detect data type. You can see it has aligned it back to what? To number. But it's also not wrong, because what we have there is what? Numeric values. So we can still leave it like this. Are you getting it? But the ones that we cannot leave is this other date. We can't leave this other date like this. We can't also leave this quantity column like this. Now, if you look at this other date, what we have is what? Date. What we have inside is date. If we leave this particular column like this and load it back into Power BI, and we're trying to do anything concerning date, trying to bring out the day name or the month name or anything, this particular thing is not going to work, because the data type inside of it is very, very wrong. So we can tell it to what? We can either change it ourselves, or we tell Power Query to what? To detect the data type. Let's change it ourselves. What we have here is what? Date. I'm going to click on the ABC123 that I have here. I'm going to click on what? On date. You can see it has changed it to something like, what is this? I think a calendar or something. I send it. We can do it like this. Now, not to do it one by one, let us just click on detect. I'm going to click on the customer ID. I'm going to check detect data type. It has changed it. Then I'm going to do the same thing for product and quantity. I'm going to hold the two of them together. Since I don't do it one by one. I'm going to hold the two of them together like this. I send it. The two columns. Then I'm going to come back here to detect data type. It has detected what? The data type of each and every one. And if you look at our applied step, everything is still falling under what? Change type. That's because the only step we did here was to just change the data type. Are you getting me? The only step we did here was to what? Change the data type. So that's for one, changing data. So we're going to change data type for each and every table, because we don't know what transaction we're going to do or what report we're going to actually have to build in Power BI. So we need to change each and every data type of each table. So I'm going to come here to phone number also. Because it has actually detected it itself. If you look at the customer ID, we have it as 123 already. If you look at the phone number, we have it as ABC. Now, the reason why this one is ABC is because we have a character with it already. There's a character that is separating those numbers. 555 hyphen 1234. So it's no longer just a number. So we already have something else with it. So it's no longer just a number. So the data type here is now what? ABC. So we're going to come here to products also. We have ABC for the product ID. We have 123 for the selling price. Then we have 1.2. 1.2 means decimal. I seen it. Decimal. So we have 0.5 inside the column. We also have what? 9.5 inside the column. It has detected that what? We have this decimal as this. If I'm loading from Excel directly, do we still need to be changing data type one by one? A data type from Excel, this is it. If you bring it inside Power Query, it's going to automatically detect it for you. What I'm doing is just helping us to see how we can change it. If you change it from Excel, if you have it correctly from Excel and loading it into Power BI or into Power Query, it will be like that also. It's going to have the same data type. I'm just showing us how to change it, because look at it now. For this product table now, I didn't change anything. It has seen what's inside and what has changed it for me. I seen it. You don't need to change it ourselves. Just check to make sure it is correct. That's what we're saying. Check to make sure the data type that it is giving you as the header here is actually correct. Are you getting it? Now, we've gone past the data type, the product ID, the selling price, and the cost price. Are you seeing it? Now, we now have these two columns that are empty. We have these two columns that are empty. Now, the only reason why this one will be easy for us to do is because this table here is very, very short. It is very, very short. We can see the beginning and we can also see the end. Meaning, in this column 4, there is nothing inside there. Same thing for what? Column 5. There is nothing inside 2 of them. Are you getting it? So now what I can do here is what? I can delete the columns. I'm going to what? Delete the both of them. So now one thing you should know is that for this the reason why we put on this column quality and column distribution is for us to be able to see this kind of stuff. Because if you look at these other ones, we have the valid of 100% and we have the empty of what? 0%. Isn't it? So it is easy to what? To know that okay, this particular column doesn't have empty cell. While this one, if you look at the empty, we're having empty 100%. So now these two columns are now what? They are useless. We're not actually using them. So we can delete the both of them. Are you getting it? You can delete the both of them. So now there are two ways to deleting it. So it's either I'm removing the columns or I'm removing other columns. It depends on which one I want to use. So let's use the two of them. So I want to remove this column 4 and column 5. I'm going to highlight the two of them together. I'm going to pick the two of them together. Are you seeing it? Pick the two of them together. This one. I've said this now. Go to view. Go to view. If you go to view, check your column distribution and column quality. Okay, so as I was saying, I want to delete these two columns. One thing we should know is check what you are trying to do. The reason why we are able to delete these two columns is because we can actually see that they are empty. Both of them are empty, so we can delete them. I'm going to highlight both of them together. I see it. Then, if I come here to the Home tab, I see it. The Home tab. You can see where we have remove columns here. I see it. Remove columns. I'll tell you to what? Remove columns. Because I've highlighted the two that I want to remove. I've highlighted the two columns that I want to remove. Let's turn to what? Remove columns. Now it has removed them. So if you look at our applied step now, we now have what? Removed columns there. So if you want to bring back those two columns that you just removed, we cannot Control Z. We can't Control Z. We're going to have to what? Cancel the step that says remove columns. Now we're going to have those two back. I seen it. We're going to have those two back. So now that's for removing columns. So let's try remove other columns. When we talk about remove other columns, meaning I'm going to highlight the ones that I actually need. The column that I need That's these three. I need this product ID, selling price, and cost price. Then I'm going to what? Tell it to remove other column. That means the other ones that I didn't highlight, I want you to what? Remove them for me. Those are the two ways to remove it. So either you are picking those two that you don't need, remove columns, or you pick the ones that you actually need and tell it to what? Remove other columns. Let's highlight these three. I'm going to come here and highlight the three of them. I seen it. Now come here to remove columns, then remove other columns. So you're still going to remove those two that I didn't pick. I seen it. So instead of coming here to remove to home tab and everything, we can right click. Let me cancel this. We can right click. I seen I've highlighted these three, right? I'm just going to right click on it and tell it to what? Remove other columns. I seen it. Just right click, then remove other columns. I'm still going to have what? That step applied. I see. So I've removed two columns from the product sheet. Now, if you look at it, we have nothing else to do in this data, in this table here. The product ID is clean, the selling price is clean, the cost price also is clean. Nothing to do. So let us go to the other table. So let's come here to phone number. So now phone number in the customer ID column, these are steps to clean. You have to check your data one by one. So if you look at the customer ID column, the data type is correct, 1, 2, 3. Then if you look at the phone number column also, data type is correct, ABC. Now, if you look at this very well, there's something that we need to do. There's something that we need to do. Because if after putting on the column quality and column distribution, we can see here that we have 145 distinct and 144 unique values. Now, let me tell you the reason why I said we need to do something here. In a column, a column that is supposed to be a unique identifier, a column that is supposed to be the primary key in a table is not supposed to have duplicates inside of it. A column that is what supposed to be a unique identifier for the rows is not supposed to have what duplicate values inside of it. Are you getting me? We know what I mean by primary key, a unique identifier for each and every row that we have in a table. Now, if you look at this very well, we have 145 distinct, and we also have what? 144 unique. Now, what do we mean by one distinct and unique? Unique means unique values, meaning these values are not duplicated. Now, I'm telling you what I have 144. I have 144 single values, or that's how best I can explain it. 144 single values, meaning this 1001 that we have here is just one. This 1002 that we have here is just one. That's telling me that what I have 144 unique values. Now, if you look at this thing, this is talking about the numbers that I have in my data. The total number of rows that I have in my data. It's telling me that what I have 145, meaning there's duplicate inside my data set. Are you getting me? So let me rephrase it again. The reason why we're doing this is because in this particular customer ID is supposed to be it's not supposed, it is a primary key inside this table. So as a primary key column, it is not supposed to have duplicates. So that is why this column quality is very, very useful. You can see it's telling us that what I have duplicate values in my data. So now, before you can remove those kind of stuff, before you can remove the duplicate values, we need to actually check what duplicate values are talking about, what they are actually talking about. Are you getting me? So now, how can we do that? How can we actually check the duplicate values? So now what we can do is we can come here to the keep rows. I seen it. Keep rows. I want to see the duplicate because now I cannot be scrolling up and down. Now I already know that what I have duplicate values inside of it. I'm going to come to keep rows. I seen it. I tell it to what? It should keep duplicate for me. I seen it. I'm going to tell it to what? To keep duplicate for me. So keep duplicate. So now keeping duplicate as well. It has removed those other ones. Not that I can bring it back. Oh, you know I have it at my step. You're just going to cancel out this step. Now if you look at this, the customer ID is the same thing. 10082 and 10082. The same person. But the phone number is wrong. Are you seeing it? Oh, no, not wrong. The phone number, they are different. 5551396. 5551398. I seen it. So now this one is not actually telling us which particular row is correct or which one is not correct. And we don't actually know who that person is, who filled out the wrong information, who filled out the wrong phone number. Are you getting it? But where can we get this person's information? From the customer table. We have all the data, all the information are segmented into different tables. We have one for the customer, just their information. We have one for their phone numbers, just data set concerning their phone numbers. We have one for the products that we are selling. Are you getting it? And also have the one for what? For the transaction. So now that we have identified that what? We have two data sets, or we have two rows that are duplicate. But then looking at the rows, that the entire rows, they are not the same thing. Are you getting me? They are not the same thing. So now what we can do is the first step is we need to check which one is actually correct. We need to check which one is correct, then delete it. Delete the one that is wrong. And that one is what? We can replace it. Let's assume they are actually different people. Maybe they filled out this wrong information. You know, there are different scenarios to this particular thing, which we don't even know. Are you getting it? So is it that the person filled out what? A wrong information. You know, now we have 1396, we have 1398. It might be a mistake, right? But we don't know. So now what we can do is we can come here to customer table to actually see the person, that this particular person that has this ID of what? 10082. We need to see who that person is. Are you getting it? So I'm going to come here to customer table. Customer table. So let's see, what's the person's name? What's the person's ID? 10082. I'm going to come back to my customer table. I'm going to look out the person's information from the customer ID. So I'm going to check, look for it. 10082. I'm going to unselect, or I want to see this person only. So 10082 only. If you look at it here also, the person filled the information twice. Charles Asensio, male, the same customer ID, the same city, the same country. I seen it. So now this one still isn't telling us which one is correct and which one is actually wrong. So now what we can do is since we don't know, we're going to delete it. We're going to delete the first one. We're going to filter the rows and delete the first one. Mind you, you guys know why we're deleting it, right? We don't actually know which one is correct and which one is wrong. And as a unique identifier in that phone number column, we can't have duplicate values inside of it. Because now if I'm to make this transaction, I'll tell you that, oh, let's say that I was asked to count how many customers dropped their phone numbers. I'm going to be having a different answer. That's because there are duplicate values inside of it. I guess it. So what we can do is what? We're going to delete one of them, since we don't know the person that has it. So let's cancel out this one here, filtered rows. To come back, I'm going to come back to my phone number also. I'm going to cancel it out. So now, that is, you need to check what that particular thing is talking about before you can delete it. Because if you just delete it like that, you're going to have incomplete data. So now, since we have identified what the duplicate, and we know that we can't actually do anything about it in this aspect, we're going to delete it. Now, how can we delete it? We're going to come here to remove rows. I saying it, remove rows, and I tell you to what? Remove duplicates. So after removing duplicates, I have my step that says what? Remove duplicates here. If you look at it now, and I have what? 145 distinct values and also 145 unique values. So this is what I'm supposed to have in a column that is what? A primary key. Now this phone number sheet also is done and dusted. Now let's come to the phone order sheet. Chantel, what do you mean wow? What are you doing? What did I do there? Saying wow. Is this the first time you're using Power BI? It's not as tricky as it looks like. Don't worry, you get the angle of it. So now we're done with phone number, right? Now let's come to the next table that says order table. Now let's come to the next table that says what? Order table. That's it now. We don't know. Is it that we are replacing it since one has been deleted? We don't actually. If something that we know, there's a function that says replace values inside. There's a function there's a tab here that says replace values. So if we know the one that's actually correct, we can replace it and then tell it to what delete the wrong one. But since we don't know, what we can do is that we can actually, since it's a data that is collecting from a particular organization, we can make research on what particular phone number is correct or not. Then we can change. So now we're in the phone number, we're in the order table now. We're in the order table. Now, if you look at our column quality, we have empty 1%. Are you seeing it? We have an empty of what? 1%. 1% doesn't mean it's just one that's empty. We have what? 1%, and that means it's not that much out of the entire data that we have. The ones that are empty are not that much. So now we need to check the empties first. Now, there are different ways to filling out empty values. There are different ways to fill. Either you are removing them, or you are replacing them, or we are filling down or filling up. I think, what is it? Fill up, yes, fill down or fill up. Isn't it? So it is either, if we get empty spaces, like empty, null values, blank spaces, there are different ways. It's either we're deleting them if we don't have any use for them, or we are replacing those empty with something else, or we are going to what? Fill up or fill down. Are you getting it? But we need to check what the empty is talking about first before we can do all those things. So now if you look at it, we have empty 1%. So let us see what that empty is talking about. So we'll come here to the filter button. Most of the empties that we're going to be seeing in Power Query is always replaced with null. It will replace it with null by itself. Null values. Are you getting it? We're going to see it with null values. And some of them might be blank. That means there's nothing inside that data at all. There's nothing. That one is different from what? Null values. The blank is different from null values. But for empty spaces like that, Power Query is going to automatically replace it with null values for you. So now, how do we check the null values? You come here to this filter button. Then I'm going to what? I'm going to only check null. I want to see what that null is talking about. I'm going to unselect all first. I'm going to check on null. Then okay. I want to see what the null is talking about. You can see it. It's an entire row that is empty. We have an entire row that is actually empty. So now in this situation, what can we do? We can delete since there's nothing inside of it. Now, those situations of replacing, or let's look at replace values. If I want to replace a value, are you getting it? Situations of whereby there's something in the order ID, there's something in the customer ID, there's something in the order date, there's something in quantity, but there's nothing inside product ID. That means it's just one cell that is empty. Now I can replace my values. But if you look at it in this particular data set now, in the null value that we just checked now, we have nothing in the entire row. So we can remove this entire row, meaning that I don't have any use for anything in this particular aspect. Are you getting it? So I'm going to what? Remove the entire row. So how do we bring back our data? I'm going to cancel out this step that I did here, filtered rows. Are you seeing it? So now how do we do that? I'm going to still coming back here to the filter button. Is it that I'm telling you to remove empty? Is it that I'm clicking on what? Remove empty, or I am checking. I'm going to uncheck this null here and then click on OK. So I'm going to have the same thing out here. You can see it. It has what? Filtered the rows for me. Now, if you look at my order ID, that is my primary key, I have what? 500 distinct and 500 unique. This is how a primary key is supposed to have. This is what the primary key is supposed to have. The same distinct value and also the same unique values. Are you getting? This other one doesn't really matter. It's the primary key that matters. Because if you, even if I'm trying to remove duplicate from this one now, what I'm going to remove duplicate from is my order ID. I get it, my order ID. So what we should have here is what? 500 distinct and 500 unique. So now let's look across. You go through it, because some blank spaces we have none. While some will just be blank, there will be nothing inside of it. So we need to check those particular things to see what we can replace with. So let's go. So we need to check, scroll down. So let's see. There's nothing for us to do here. This data set is not that dirty. Don't worry. I'm going to be giving us a data set, a dirty one to clean up very well. Okay. There's nothing else for us to do here. The date is correct. Data type is correct. There are no empties. Okay. The other ID, the other table is good to go. So now let us come to the customer table. Now let's come to the customer table. So now, who can identify the first problem here? Are we going? Yes, you are going to have to check. You're going to have to check one by one. Not one by one. You're going to have to scroll. So the thing is, if you are bringing in your data and it's a bit dirty, the column quality and distribution is going to tell you that you have some dirty data. You have some dirty cells inside there, right? But now you cannot just do the basic one. Okay, you want to change data type, you want to remove the duplicate, or want to check the duplicates, you want to replace the empties and everything. Those are the basic data things that we need to do. So, but the checking, you have to check it yourself. You have to scroll down to check it. So my data source is coming from SQL data. This cleaning on Power Query be applied to newer data. The data is coming from SQL. Will this cleaning be applied to newer data? I'm not really sure I understand the question. So you said change ABC. Hey, I'm not changing ABC here. Okay, let's see. So now in the full name is correct. The data type here is correct. We have it as ABC. The gender also is correct. The data type is correct, ABC. The customer ID is correct, 1, 2, 3. The city is correct, ABC. The country also is correct, ABC. That's not what we're doing. The data type here is correct already. Now what we need to check is what? The distinct value and the unique values. If you look at it, we have no duplicate name. See that those situations are when probably your names are supposed to be the duplicate values. Oh, this is not what we're supposed to check. It's not this full name. This full name is not the unique identifier. It's the customer ID. Sorry, it's the customer ID we're using. The customer ID. So is this customer ID that's supposed to tell us that what? I have duplicates and I don't have duplicates. This is what I'm supposed to control with the duplicate values, the customer ID. So if you look at it, we have 150 distinct and 149 unique. And we checked it earlier. It was the same person. That Charles Asensio from Italy, Rome and all that. We already checked it, but let us check it again. So I'm going to what? I'm going to tell you to keep rows. So keep duplicates. You can see it is the same person. So what we can do, we can just delete it. Since we already have the same data set, we're going to delete the row that is what? Duplicate. So remove rows, remove duplicates. So now I have what? 150 distinct and 150 unique. So now one thing we can do is that we can move this customer ID to the front also. Since I think that was what confused us at the beginning. We can move it to the front. This is supposed to be a primary key. We can move it to the front. So now I can just let's click and drag it to the front here. I see it. It's already at the front. Or I can right click. And then if you scroll down, you should see move. So you can move to the end, you can move to the beginning, you can move to the right, you can move to the left. So if I tell you to move to the end, I'm going to be having my customer ID on the last end of my table. So this is not what I want. So cancel out. I'm going to reorder it again. So left click and drag to the front. So let us see. I think we're done with this data set. Is not really dirty. Just for explanation. Let's see. Okay. Now another one we can do is, remember in Excel we did text functions, how to split, we did text split, text to columns and all that. So we can do the same thing here also. We can split our columns, we can merge them back together. So how do we do that? I'm going to click on the column that I want to split. In this one, we don't even need to write any formula. Just click on this column you want to use, or the one you want to actually work on, and then just click on the thing you're working with. As simple as that. So if you look at this, I want to split this full name into 2 different columns. Like I said, I want to split the names into 2 different columns. So I'm going to highlight the cell that I'm working with, which is what? The full name. Then we come here to split column. You can see it, split column. So now in this place here, we have different options of splitting. We have splitting by delimiter, which is the one we did in Excel. We have splitting by number of characters. We have by positions, which is left and right. We have by lowercase to uppercase. We have uppercase to lowercase, digit to non-digit, non-digit to digit. There are different options to splitting our columns in this Power Query. So now let's look at, you know how this used to be now. I'll teach you simple in class, and I'll give you the hard one for assignment. You know the way we do it in school now, yes. But it's not hard. It's not hard. Don't Oh, sorry. Okay, so okay, let me get a by Power Query. No, it won't be removed. Since you're adding a column to it and you're refreshing your data, no, it won't be removed. It won't be removed. If you mean from your data source, if you remove a column from where you brought your data from, yes, it's going to affect it inside Power Query. It's going to be affecting it. If, you know the way we have it as Microsoft, what we are working with now is Excel worksheet. If I should remove a column from Excel worksheet now, it's going to be affecting this Power Query. What? It is not standing alone, if I'm getting your question right. So if you under duplicate data to the customer table, you're adding a new column or a new data to it and you refresh, will it remove by Power Query? No, I don't believe so. It won't be removed. But if you mean from a data source, yes, it's going to be affecting it. It's going to remove it. And it's going to tell you that what I have from your data source as what it has removed this particular column. It can't be found here any longer. Are you getting it? So yes. I don't know if I'm getting your question right, but if not, you can actually say it again. So now I was talking about splitting columns. Yes. So we want to split our columns into two different places. So now one thing we should know is that these tabs here, they look alike or they work alike, but they are actually different in terms that what if you come to this transform, if you are in this transform and you are doing anything inside the data, it's going to be doing it automatically inside the column they are working with exactly. Emeka, just hold your question. Let us finish the class. So if you are in this transform tab and you are splitting your columns, are you getting it? If you're in the transform tab and you're splitting your column, the splitting that is going to do for you is going to split Cornelius, all this first name into one space and also the last name into another column for you. It's not going to give you a new column automatically. But if you are doing it in the add column, if you are doing it inside the add column, and then you want to do something inside, it's going to open up a new column for you and do that particular stuff in a new column. This is what I mean. Let me show you something. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me try this. No. Let me do format. So now presently I'm inside the add column. I send it, and I want to use uppercase. I want to capitalize this column that is called the full name, right? If I click on uppercase, I'm having a new column that is called what? Uppercase for me. That's because I'm in the add column tab. It's going to add a new column and then do that step for you in a new column. But if I had done this inside, the transform tab, and let me click on this full name again, and I'm doing it inside transform tab. Where is it? Format, I think. Format. I'm telling you to what? Uppercase. You can see it's going to automatically do it inside there. So you need to check what tab you are on. In case you're telling that, in case you're saying, oh, I've lost this data, I've lost data. You need to check where you are doing it from. Is it that you're doing it from what? From the transform tab. So transform is going to open up a new column for you. What you're telling you to do, you're going to do it directly inside that column that you're telling you to do. Are you getting it? So we need to check what column that we're working with. So let's cancel out. What we're working with is what? We want to split our column, right? We want to split the column. So now, if I should do it inside this transform tab here, I'm going to be having names in this column and also in another column. So let's see. So split column by delimiter. So if I tell it split column by delimiter, Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Yes. So from here is where you're going to what? Specify the delimiter that you're using, or you specify the delimiter that your data set has. So from here now, the delimiter that our column is separated with is what? A space, right? But I don't know this one's in Excel. So our delimiter is what? Space. So you need to specify the delimiter that your data set has. So I have what? Space. So I'm going to click on space. Now here we now have split at, we have different options. Is it at each occurrence of delimiter? Meaning if there's, let's say we have 3 names. In Excel, it was a bit tricky with the text split. You have to put it in all these instances. But yeah, you can do it like that. So if you have 3 names, Cornelius, Kujawa, Favor, if you tell it that what, at each occurrence of the delimiter, we are going to be having 3 new columns available. We're going to have Cornelius in one column. We're going to have Kujawa in one column. Also going to have Favor in another column. That's what each occurrence of the delimiter. That means every space that is going to see is going to help you to what? Split those columns. It's going to split those words into different columns. That's what each occurrence. But if you say rightmost, it's going to split from the right hand side. So if you have 3 names, just like I said now, Cornelius, Kujawa, Favor now, and I'm telling you that from the rightmost, I'm going to be having Cornelius, Kujawa standing alone. I'm also going to be having Favor standing alone, because it has seen what? It has seen the space delimiter from the right hand side. That's the first delimiter is seen from the right hand side. So you're going to what? Split those ones too for me like that. But if I'm telling you that what? The leftmost delimiter, I'm going to be having Cornelius standing alone. Then Kujawa and Favor also standing alone. I get it. So you need to specify how you want it to split at. So now for this one now, I'm going to split at either rightmost or leftmost, or even each occurrence, because I don't have 3 names. So I'm going to click on OK. So you can see it. I have Cornelius and also have what? Kujawa. I see it. I told you that if you have more than 1 name, if you have more than 2 names, rather, like 3 to 4, and I tell you that what each occurrence and everything is having what? Space as its delimiter. We're going to be having 4 different columns opened up based on what? Based on what you specified. Are you getting it? So we can split our columns using different options. We have the by delimiter, we have the by number of characters, we have by positions. Now our first assignment is to what? Work with these split options. First assignment is to what? Work with these split options. We have the number of characters, we have the by positions, and we also have the other ones. So class captain, help us write it down. The first assignment is to what? Use the other split column options to split our columns. The first name, the full name. Now, this one is for splitting. We can also join it back together. Remember in Excel, it was concat and text join. Yes. So we can join our columns back together also. Something like this. Are you getting it? So that one is to what? You pick the 2 columns that you want to merge together. You pick the 2 columns that you want to merge together. So now I want to merge this full name .1 and also full name .2 together back. I'm going to pick the both of them together. These 2. I see it. So picking these 2 now, you can see here that we have the merge columns. Can we split giving them names like first name, last name? Yes. Now, look at it now. We have it as what? First name and last name, right? This is the first name, this is the last name. We can change the headings. Just double click and change this one to first name. First name. Then this one is called last name. You can change the heading. Since you have splitted it, what you are splitting is to what? First name and last name. So what's the original name is what? Full name. That is given as what? Full name .1, full name .2. Now I've changed it to what? First name, last name. Now, how do we merge them back together? If you look at it closely, this merge column is not highlighted. This merge column is not highlighted because I've not picked the 2 columns together. Now I want to merge the first name and the last name. So I need to pick both of them together. I'll tell you that what I want to merge these columns. I'm going to come here to the first name. I'll hold down my shift and also pick the last name. Now I have these 2 columns highlighted. I'm going to come here to what? Merge columns. So merge columns. Now what should separate it? Our space, right? I'm going to come down here, separator. I'm I'm going to pick space. Then a new name. New name should be what? Full name this time around now. Full name. Since that word wants to have full name. Then okay. Now we now have what? Full name. I said we now have what? Full name. If you notice this thing very well now, what all the other thing I just did now, I was inside the transform tab. That's why I'm not having a new column telling me that what? Oh, you just did something new. You just did something new. The only thing that can tell me that what I did something new is what in my applied steps. I merged columns, I renamed columns, I changed data type, I splitted the column, I reordered the columns. Everything I'm going to see what under my applied steps. But since we're inside the transform tab, I'm not going to be seeing something new. Everything is going to be based on what I just picked. I see. That's for splitting and merging. Now we also have how to trim our columns, how to make capitalize each and every one of our words, because that thing is actually very important. Because if you look at it, let's take that as an example. I seen it. Let's take that as an example. Let's say this first mail here, this first cell that we're seeing here, the mail is what? Capital letter M-A-L-E, right? This one is now having small letter M-A-L-E. Both of them are different. They are what? They are different. So we need to standardize this column so that everything is going to be what? In uniform. Because now if I'm to count that, okay, how many mail do I have here? This mail, if I'm using this mail as my criteria, I'm going to be having a different answer. And I'm also going to be having a different answer for this small letter M-A-L-E. Are you getting what I'm saying? This is what I mean. If you look at this gender that is called, if you look at this column that is called gender, I seen it. And I'm trying to count the number of male and number of females that I have. And they are not standardized. They're having, all of them are having different cases. This one is starting with a capital letter, this one is starting with a small letter. They are different. Power Query is seeing them differently. So we need to make sure that what everything is having, is either everything is in small letters, or everything is in capital letters, or they are all in what, or everything is what capitalized with what, with capital letters. Are you getting it? So we need to what, make sure they are what, standardized, the columns. So if you look at this USA now, if this USA capital letter, and the next USA that we have is U capital letter U, then small letter S and A, is different. Power Query is seeing it what differently. So we need to make sure that what everyone is what capitalized, or everything is just, they should be uniform. Are you getting it? So now how do we do that? Just click on the column that you're working with. Just all you have to do, just click on the column and then just tap. So we'll come here to format. I see it. We'll come here to what? To format. We have the lowercase, we have the uppercase, we have the capitalized each word, we have the trim, we have the clean, we have the prefix, and we also have the what? We also have the suffix. So now, presently I'm inside the what? I'm inside the transform tab. So whatever thing I'm doing here is going to be inside this column. But I tell you that what I want to, everything should be in lowercase. You can see it. Uniformity, lowercase, everything. So if I'm doing any counting, it's going to be giving what? The correct answer. If I come here and I tell you about, okay, this time around, I want it to be in uppercase. I'll click on this, then everything should be in what? In uppercase. And I'll come here also, I want it to be in what? I want to capitalize each and every word of them. I'm going to have it like this also. Why is the unique value 0? Yes. I told you that unique means values that are not duplicated. If you look at it, we have 2 values inside there. We only have male and female, but none of them is unique. None of them, all of them, male is repeated numerous times. Female is also repeated numerous times. It means that what? I have no unique values inside here. Unique means what? There are no duplicates. And if you look at what we have, male is duplicated. Female also is what? Duplicated. Was I just logged out? I was with this. What's this now? Finish it. Finish it anyway. What was that? Sorry about that. My network locked me out. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, so let me share my screen back so that we can start. We can continue. The network just logged me out. Okay. What's this? Sorry, hold on. Hold on a bit. Okay, I hope our screen, we're seeing my screen, all right? Are we seeing my screen now? Okay, all right. So now, sorry about that. So it was the network. Okay, where was I? So I was explaining unique and distinct. I guess distinct is talking about the total number of numbers that I have inside my data. I have just two values inside. The total number of values that I have inside my data. I have just two values. I have what? Male and female only. But then, are they unique? Are they duplicated? Yes, they are. That's why I'm having what? Zero unique here. Do you understand? They're having what? That means both of them are what? Those two values that I have there, they are not unique. They are duplicated inside of it. So that's what it means. Okay. So where were we? We were on format, right? Yes, we're working with the uppercase, lowercase, and we can also trim. Remember, we did it in Excel also. How to trim. What does trimming mean? Trimming means removing white spaces. Removing white spaces. Because if we're using the len function, and then I want to count the number of characters that I have inside this cell. If my data set is not trimmed, I'm going to be having errors. Or another thing I noticed when I was teaching SQL was that if I'm looking for a cell, if I'm looking for a particular information, are you getting it? And there's a white space or there are white spaces attached to that cell. And I'm just typing out, oh, help me look up this particular information. I'm going to be having a not available. That's because it can't find it because it is having white spaces with it. So what we can do is what we can remove those white spaces that is coming with what our data sets. So another thing is what trimming our columns. So let's see. I don't think we have white spaces in this data. We don't have white spaces. See, but let's just use it. So let's want to write trim. Let's just trim data for me. So let me work with the product column, product ID. Then I'll come here to format, then trim. There's nothing to trim though, but still trimming. So trim the text. I guess I've told you an example. It's not all the time that those white spaces might not be seen. You might not see it. And if you're just looking at it, you might not see it. Are you getting it? So one thing you should do what? You should trim your your columns first off. And then another one is you can work with dates also. We can work with what? We can work with the date column. So let's come here. Now, what things can we do in date columns? Who can remind me what you can do in date columns? Who can remind me those stuff that we can do in a date column? You know, in a text column, you can trim, we can merge, we can split columns, right? We can also count. Now, in date columns, what are those things that we can do? I'm waiting for our answer. Sort, month on letter, month name, extract string. Yes, there are so many things that we can do in a date column. Stuff like we can get our month name, we can get our day name, we can get week number, weekday, yes, those kind of stuff are stuff. You know, in Excel, we have to use the function equals to date. So now one thing we should expiry date. Okay. So one thing we need to check is what the data type of that date must be correct. I get it. It must be in the correct tab. So now, how do we now use those particular stuff? Now, I'm going to come to add column. Because I want to retain this column that is called this date. I want to retain it so that I'm going just anything that is going to be doing, you should do it in a new different column for me. So I'm going to be inside the add column. So now, for this one, I'm going to, as I highlighted this other date now, if you look at it, I have this date tab opened up. This date tab is what? It is opened up. So now if you come here, we'll have different ones. we have the age, we have the date only, we have the year, month, quarter, week, day. I see it. So now this age, this first one I was seeing, this age, just talking about, it's just like the days function in Excel. This age that we're seeing here, just like the days function. So that this one in Excel days, that one is going to give us the option of picking 2 dates for us. That means, you know, days is to what? Is to get the number of days that has gone by between 2 dates, right? Now that one is going to pick, they're going to have an end date, also going to add a start date. But this one is talking about this present date and this date that you highlighted in. Are you getting me? So in this age, they're just getting what? The difference between what? Today's date and this date that you highlighted here. So if you click on age, we're going to have numbers and time written here. Isn't it? That means between between today and September 23, 2015, we have about 3,538 days that has gone by. Are you getting me? That has gone by. That's what this age is talking about. Today's date and the date that you picked. Do you understand? So now what it is bringing up here is now what? It's bringing the number and also time for us. It's bringing what? A date and time format back for us. Now we can also do something here also. Now the reason why it's bringing that is because in this column that is called other day, there's no time attached to it. So that's why I'm having what 0000000, right? So now what if I want to see just the days only? I only want to see the days only. I don't want to see the time attached to it. I can remove it because now I can't remove this. Are you getting me? I can only split. I think we can split here now. We can split using the decimal point. That's what is separating the date, the number and the what and the time. I can use the decimal point. But another thing is to what I can tell you that what I want to remove this column. I want to remove this particular thing inside here. This is what I mean. Now, after using the age, do you understand? It has brought out what number and also the time format for us. Now I can tell you that what I only want to see the number. No, I don't want to see the time with it. Now if you come here to duration, now you can see it now. What we used earlier was what? Date. But now date is no longer highlighted because I'm not in a column I'm not in a column that has the data type of what? Of dates. That is why the dates tab is not out here. Are you seeing it? But now we now have duration. That's because what we did there was what? We did the output of this column is what? Duration, right? Days, the dates and what? And time. Days and time, right? So now I'll come here to duration and tell you that what? Okay, I only want to see the days only. Are you getting me? I only want to see days only. If I click on days only, I'm not going to be having the time attached to it. Are you seeing it? I'm not going to be having what? The time attached to it. So if I come back here now, I can also check hours only. I'm only going to be having 0000. I see it. I can do the same thing for minutes and also second. That's because if I have, if our column has the correct date and time I am extracted out, I can tell that okay, for this particular information, I only want to see the hours out here. I only want to see the minutes or only the seconds. You can get that from what? From the duration tab. But here now, the result we're having here, we're only having the days out here. We don't have the time out. So what I can do is what I can tell that what I want to extract what? The number of days only, not hours. So let me cancel out this inserted hours. And let's come back to our date, our order date. I've checked my order date back. I'm now coming back here to date. So now date only. So it's not going to make a duplicate. You can see it says it will create a new column containing the date component of each date and time value in the selected column. It's just making a duplicate column for me based on what I highlighted here. I see. So if I open it up, I'm going to be having the same date out here. I see it. But it says, but you know what it says? It says date only. So if there was time attached to it, I'm not going to be seeing what? The time. I'm only going to see what? Date out here. I see it. Now let's now go to the one that we can actually relate with. So if you highlight the other date back, if you come here to date, year. Now remember, even in Excel, to extract out the year number, that's 2025, 2023, and all that. What we're going to use is what? Equals to year, right? So same thing here also. If I want to extract what? the year from a date. I can say that what, okay, year, bring out the year for me. I'm going to be having the year in a new column. I seen it. If I come back here to my date, I'll come here to date also. Start of year. That's the start of this particular year that we have here. That's this one should be returning 1st of January 2015. Yep, this should be it. 1st of January 2015. I seen. So the start of the year, if you look at the year that we have here, all of them should be having 1st of January. Yes, everything. That's just what? Start of that particular year that we have as our date. Then we also have what? End of year also. That one should be what? December 31st, 2025. So where's my date? Where's my date? Where's my date? Where's my date? Please, are we following me? Are we together? I'm just taking us on what? On date function or on date column. Okay, we're together, right? Okay, thank you. So now I'm going to come back to my other date, my date also. Now I can work with what? With month. So in the month, we have what? We have just the month. That is one is extracting what? The month number for us. Just the month number. Just the way we have it in Excel. Then we also have what? Start of month. That's the beginning of that month. If you look at the beginning of this first year date is what? This is September. So what we should be having is what? 9/1/2015. That's the beginning of the what? Of that month. Then we also have the end of month. September is what? 30. So we're going to be having what? 9/30/2015. So we also have what? The days in months. That means in that particular month, how many days is in the month? In September, we have 30. In November, we have 31. In May, we have 31. In June, we have 30. Just like that. Just going to tell us what? The days that we have inside that month. Then we also have what? The name of month. So, right, just like what text function was doing for us. MMMM. We have it here also. I seen it. Name of month. So we tell it, okay, name of this month. Where is it? I'm seeing it. Yes. So you can see it. I'm not going to be having what? My month name available here. So you can see that it is way more is easy here than in Excel. The reason why it's taking a bit long is because I'm just taking us for the first time, right? But if you are doing it, you see that what it is very, very easy to use than Excel. So you can see, so I've extracted out what the month name. So we can do the same thing for the day also. Here's my date. Come here, my dates. Then we have the quarter. That's the first quarter of the month of the year, the second quarter, the third quarter, and all that. You can get that here also. We also have the week. We have the week of year, which is week norm in Excel, right? We have the week of month. That means out of the if a month is having 4 weeks, what week are we? Is this particular date on? Then the start of the week, the end of the week. We also have what? The day also. The day of the week, the day of the year, the start of day, the end of day, name of day. Everything we need to do in Power Query is just click, 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 and click. Nothing that hard. Are we getting it? Okay. Now let me see. So, okay, I want somebody to just sort of, you can just help us to drop it back in the group. So what we're going to do here is that what? I want us to have extract out the day name. I seen it. Extract out the day name, the week norm, that's the week of the year. Extract out the month name. Now somebody is taking note of. The day name, the month name, the week norm. Week norm is talking about the week that a date is on in a year, right? The week norm. We now also have what else? The quarter, yes. Let's work with quarter. The quarter of year. That one too in a different column. So what else? I'm going to give us a data set to clean also. So now for this, I want us to practice how to format our data. You format with the small letter, the lowercase, the uppercase, you capitalize each word. And then also, let's see, using the first row as headers, you remove the rows, you remove duplicates, you split your columns. Which other one did you do again today? Which other one did you do today? Let me see. Detect data type. Data type, very, very important. That's the first thing you should do. Data type, very important. So detect data type. Oh, we didn't work with replace. Yes, that will next class. Replace. Okay, I think we covered a lot today now. We did something. Okay, so now based on what we did today, what question do we have on data cleaning? Yeah. So what question do we have based on what we did today? Let's take our questions now. What questions do we have? Emeka wants to ask questions. Hey, even we should be taking this most now. Emeka has been raising his hands for a while. So Emeka, you can unmute.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, from the customer ID or customer number,
Customer
why,
number.
yes, customer number, the first column there.
Yeah.
Yes, you use the data type um, system to get it put 123, which if it is 123, it will be seen as a whole number.
Yeah.
And as you said, it will add up. So when it will now display, well, when you are either you are relating it or you're merging it, it will now display as error, or when you are placing your charts. That is what I saw in that place. And also, the column that had one unit cost or unit price,
That had
it is
what?
left unit price or cost price.
Yeah, the product
That
table.
was yeah, from the product table.
Mm-hmm.
And the sign supposed to be on currency because it will also play by when you want to display or you do your chart. I think it should be on currency, not on point two. Point two, I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
that's
Let me
what I
explain.
thought.
Okay, let me explain this. The first one you said was the
You,
customer ID column, right?
I, yes,
Yes,
yes.
this is it. The
Mhm.
values inside this customer ID, they are numeric values. Are you seeing it? We have 1001, 1002. Now, in a column that is supposed to be a unique identifier, we're not
Mm.
summing up that column. We're not going to sum up this customer ID. Even if you take it back to Power BI, we're not going to add this customer ID column because what we can do in this customer ID is we can always get the basic thing we can do is what? Count. I want to count the number of cells that I used inside this data set. So what I mean is that what? If you
Exactly.
change this data type for this customer ID to
Mm.
ABC, it
Yes.
won't have any effect on it because the end result I'm going to do in this customer ID is to count, not sum.
Mhm.
Are you getting it? The only one we're going to be having issues with data type, if I change it to ABC, is quantity. Quantity is a column that I need that needs to be in what? In whole number for me to be able to get aggregate functions out of it. I can those ones in the quantity column now. I can do the sum, I can get the average, I can get the max, I can get the mean. Those kind of columns now, they need to be in whole numbers, but nothing like other ID. Other ID, I'm not going to add up. I'm not summing up anything in other ID. I'm not going to get the max. I'm not getting the mean. I'm not getting the average. So if I'm putting it in 1, 2, 3, or I'm putting it in ABC, it won't have any effect on the data. So that's one thing.
How about okay? How about when you are doing the count? As soon as you draw it,
Count. And
count.
even in Excel, if I use count function to count number of cells that I have numbers, it's going to return the values for me. If I use count A also, it's also going to return the same thing back for me. So the thing is, when we get to DAX, DAX function is, or DAX is where we're going to be using most of this count, sum, and everything. You understand better what I'm talking about. In this situation now, in this other ID situation now, we have identified that it is not a column that we are adding up. It's not a column that we're going to be making aggregate calculations out of. I'm not going to get max out of this particular column. I'm not going to be getting average out of it. So the data type here can either be in 1, 2, 3 or in ABC. Once we get to DAX, you understand better.
Then,
Then if you look at
how about the currency?
the this is it. Power Query doesn't accept currency inside. When we talk about data type is not talking. We are not talking about currency inside data type. Data type is It's just like how am I going to explain it?
Let's
I'm
let's
trying
go there and
to
see
look for a term. I'm
whether
trying
it
to
will
look for
not.
a term I can use to explain data type. Let me just use it. Let me just say something like a constraint. See, the four of you that is raising hand, people should drop your hands. This is it. Data types are like constraint. That is telling that this particular column, this is what I have inside this data type here. Now, currencies, they are characters. The dollar, the naira, and all that. They are characters. They are not data
Mm,
types. Data types, we have whole numbers, we have date, we have time, we have text, or we call it either text or we call it strings. Those are data types. But we're talking about currencies. We're talking about naira. We're talking about ash. We're talking about asterisk. Those ones are characters. They are not data types. So now, what I mean is that if you look at this particular column that is called cost price, look at the content of the cost price column. I have 10. 10 is a whole number, right? 10 is a whole number. 7 also is a whole number. 8, whole number. 0.5 is not a whole number. It's a decimal point, or it's a decimal number. I seen it. So that is why the data type that it is detecting for me here is what? A decimal. This 1.2 means decimal. It is not talking about current or anything. It's talking about what? Decimal. So that's because the content of this column here, we have decimal numbers inside of it. So if I'm changing it myself, I can use the whole number. It will accept whole number. I can also use the decimal myself. But based on the fact that I'm telling to what? Detect it by itself. It will look through my columns and tell me that what? Okay, based on what you have what? Decimal inside of it. And since the decimal data type will accept 10, or it will accept whole numbers also as part of what it will accept. It will also change it to what? To decimal number. Mr. Emeka, right?
I
Emeka.
can hear. Yes,
So we're not
I'm
talking
here.
about data type, we're not talking about currencies, or we're not talking about currency at all. We're not talking about percentage or anything. Data type are like constraints. You're telling that what this particular column this is what you have inside of it. If I change this data type here to date, I'm going to be having error. That's because the content of this column here, there's nothing that looks like date inside of it. Are you getting me? And Power Query, I don't think it accepts currency. We don't have currency inside there. I doubt it. Let me see. There's no currency inside. So we can't actually change this particular column yet. Because if I change it to currency, now I've added the character to this column.
Okay, okay, I can understand. Yes, it's a cell that has
Because
current.
if you look at this phone number, now, in the phone number column, we have numbers, right? But if you look at between the numbers, I'm having an hyphen. Hyphen has changed this data type here from number to text. That's because the content of this column now is no longer just a number. It is having characters with it. So now the same thing goes for this one also. You cannot add currency to it. If I add currency to it, you cannot add it. If you add currency to it now, it has left what? Decimal number. We're already having a different data type to it. Don't worry. Just read on data types. Read on data types so you understand fully what I'm talking about. Read on it, then you see it. Are you getting it?
Okay.
Has it gone by? Okay. Alfred and the two others that are raising hands. Let's see. Sachi, okay. Sachi, you can unmute though. Sachi gone. Okay, welcome. Okay, you know what? All right. Just let's watch the replay. Let's watch the replay, and whatever question that we have, we can always drop it in the group to brainstorm. We can always drop it in the group to brainstorm. So let us practice what we have. I'm going to try to drop a data set for us to practice with ahead of next week class. So the basic one is what? Data type, duplicate, splitting, the trim, the format. Let's just watch the replace, okay? So see next week. Emmanuel, please drop your question in the group so I can reply. Just drop it in the group. Mid in Excel, yes, that one should be in where is it? It should be in extract. Yes, it should be in extract. Because for the person that's asking, you should check extract. The extract tab. You see how to extract characters also. All right. So please, I'm going to end the class now. We'll see next week. Okay, let us practice what we did today. Whoever is raising hands, please let us drop it in the chat in the group so that we can brainstorm together. Yeah. So good night, everyone. Thank you for tonight's class. Thank you so much.